In this video we are going to talk about top 7 best NAS for Mac. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Let's start by defining a NAS drive. A sizable hard disk that plugs into your Wi-Fi network is referred to as a NAS drive for Mac, also for Windows, but this is Apple Toolbox. For those who are unaware, a hard drive is comparable to a large flash drive. You can store files on it and plug it into your Mac. I use a normal Samsung 500GB SSD as a backup for my Mac. You can upload data to NAS disks over the internet because they can be plugged into your Wi-Fi router. The hard drive does not need to be plugged into your Mac. You can access the drive and the files it contains as long as your Wi-Fi is turned on. To put it another way, it's similar to having a personal cloud server at home. Many of the products in this video sell themselves in just that way, which is how it actually works. The top Mac NAS drives. Let's move on to the best NAS drives for Mac now that you have a better understanding of why you would want to check into them. These will range in price quite a bit, with some being around $200 and others being over $2,000 in price. But since each of these is a fantastic choice, you can't go wrong. Number 7. Netgear Ready NAS RN526X00, Go All Out. The most expensive NAS drive for Mac is last on our list of drives. It's a giant. The Netgear Ready NAS RN526X00 is a 6-bay array, 60 TB capacity, 4 GB RAM, 2.2 GHz Intel processor, and superior performance NAS disk, priced at $2,997 on Amazon. It offers connectivity over 10G, transfer rates of up to 20 gigabits per second, and some severe data loss prevention tools. This NAS drive is specifically designed for businesses and organizations. It is the best option for business settings with a large budget because of everything about it, including the design and features. The drive's ability to prevent data loss is by far its most noteworthy feature. It promises being able to safeguard private digital assets including client databases, financial statements, and other sensitive archive information. It is intended for businesses like law firms, hospitals, insurance companies, and real estate offices. In other words, if your business prioritizes Macs and you want the finest possible data safety and storage throughout your whole organization, this drive is for you. Number 6. Drobo 5N NAS drives for Mac that office professionals will love. The Drobo 5N is the last item in our list of the top NAS drives for Mac. This drive, which costs $1,079 and has 6 TB of storage, has a bit less storage capacity than the other drives on this list. However, it features a 5-bay array, so you can use external cards to significantly upgrade the storage. By doing so, you can increase the storage to a maximum of 64 TB. This NAS disk makes up for its lack of storage value with features. It includes battery-backed memory and Beyond RAID, which automatically protects your data from power outages. It has a modern design, supports Time Machine, and has the MyDrobo and DroboPix platforms for data management already built in. The Drobo 5N would make a fantastic NAS drive for the office, but I believe it would be even better at home. It is more corporate-oriented than personal in terms of functionality, design, and cost. Number 5. Synology DiskStation DS218J, packed with features, storage not included. Another Synology drive that is a fan favorite comes in at number 5. Despite its moniker, the Synology DiskStation DS218J is among the top NAS drives for Mac. It is incredibly quick and loaded with features like media control, backup, and file sharing and syncing. The capability of this device to be employed as a smart security solution is one of its most intriguing aspects. The storage of video from home security cameras is therefore possible. It has sophisticated analytics, notifications, and live remote watching. The fact that this NAS disk lacks any internal storage is its main flaw. Just the housing and OS are present. To give it storage, you'll need to buy NAS drive cards. This increases affordability but also makes the setup process a little more challenging. The cost ranges from $375 to $400 depending on where you get it. For the home user who isn't the most tech-savvy but doesn't want a featureless alternative either, I believe this is a good option. It's a reasonable choice that will give you interesting features in a straightforward packaging. Number 4. Promise Apollo Cloud 2, the most Apple of the NAS drives for Mac. Apple's now discontinued airport time capsule may be recalled by some of you. It served as both a Wi-Fi router and a storage device for your time machine backups. Despite being well liked by Apple users, it was removed after iCloud became immensely popular. At least to me, it is obvious that the Promise Apollo Cloud 2 is attempting to fill the void left by the airport time capsule. It has a very similar appearance and marketing. To be clear, however, this is not a router. It is merely a simple NAS drive. Actually, calling this a NAS drive isn't entirely accurate. This is being offered as a personal cloud device, similar to the WD Cloud Home. Therefore, you won't get as many NAS features as you are accustomed to. If you want to create sophisticated combinations, don't buy this. You cannot add NAS disks to it because it is an all-in-one device. The most you can do is connect an SSD or HDD through USB. However, 8 TB should be sufficient for the majority of users. If all you need is a time machine NAS drive, this $389 solution is a good one. There is no need to consider anything, go through protracted configurations, etc. Simply set it up in a few minutes and begin cloud-based backup storage. Despite its simplicity, this design has a few noteworthy aspects that deserve praise. It appears to operate rather rapidly, supports RAID, has up to 40 private users, and allows you to build shareable links, particularly with camera rolls. Number 3. Synology DiskStation DS918 Plus, max out your storage with 9 NAS drives for Mac. The Synology DiskStation DS918 Plus is up next. This is a beast, no doubt. It is packaged in a big black box with 48 TB of storage capacity. You may increase that to 108 TB with an eSATA port connection. This product is targeted at enterprises as a result. But it doesn't mean people can't use it at home. In actuality, the majority of Amazon evaluations appear to be for personal rather than professional purchases. One of the priciest NAS drives for Mac is the DS918 Plus. On Amazon, the costs range from $1,129 to $1,679 per item. The $4 TB, 8 GB RAM SSD option costs $1,299, and I advise it. You might have noticed that this device has a lot of RAM. This makes the device incredibly quick, and users adore its speed. It is significantly more sophisticated than either of the WD options on this list because it also has an integrated operating system. On whether or not this NAS drive supports Time Machine, I can't find any information. However, it does support iOS and macOS devices and has a built-in interval backup feature. This can be used between various devices and people as well. Nothing unfavorable can be said about this one. It's great besides the price. Number 2. The Western Digital MyCloud EX2, a more traditional NAS drive option. The following item is also from Western Digital. While it is more expensive, this NAS drive for Mac is also a more conventional choice. The WD MyCloud EX2 understands that NAS drives need to be a little challenging rather than attempting to cater to your limited spending power or lack of technological expertise. It has a lot more capabilities and options than you would generally find in a NAS device as a result. That includes a diskless option, encryption, support for Plex Media Server, Milestone Arcus security software, numerous RAID choices, all of which are available by default. For about $320 for 4 TB, you can get all of this. For $1,299, it offers storage capacities of up to 28 TB. It syncs all of your information with WD Sync, works with Time Machine, and includes a 1.3 GHz dual-core processor for quick streaming. This is a very solid choice, to put it briefly. It is more complicated technically though. It takes some getting used to, unlike the plug-and-play WD Cloud Home, which is a product. The user interface is reportedly this product's main flaw, according user reviews. It includes a proprietary WD interface, which appears to be more of a miss for users than a hit. It had an update last fall that seems to resolve the most of the difficulties, but bear that in mind before placing your order. Number 1. The Western Digital My Cloud Home, the best of the NAS drives for Mac. The best all-around NAS drive, in my opinion and many others, comes in first place on our list. It has a stylish design, a great price, and is simple to set up and use. The Western Digital My Cloud Home is what it is. One of the most well-known producers of HDDs and SSDs is Western Digital, WD, and for good reason. They don't inflate the price of their products with features you won't use and instead produce high-quality, reasonably priced goods. I've previously owned WD items and have been happy with them. One of the more reasonably priced NAS drives for Mac is the My Cloud Home, which costs $199 for 4 terabytes of storage. A single drive or a dual drive are your options. RAID options are available if you choose the dual drive. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.